basically refused medical treatment, remanded illegally in custody, and then taken to court. They basically remanded me because they said I'd breached my bail conditions. I didn't even have to go to a breach of bail hearing in the end because the judge laughed it out. He said I could not have been in breach of those bail conditions because HS2 didn't even own the land that I was on. So I didn't get charged with the breach of bail and I didn't even go to the court. And when I was released, I decided I was going to take a break from the campaign, but I had to go back to another one of the camps to pick up my things. And you know, the only way to get back to the house that I was staying at was to go past Euston. So I went past Euston and all of the officers pointed at me, and I could hear them giggling, and they arrested me there. And they said my legal name to me, they said it to me. And you know, they were saying that I have bail conditions, and I said I don't. And they were like, well, you need to prove who you are. And I said, well, why do I need to prove who I am if you've stopped me because you know who I am? They were like, no, you need to. So I did, I complied with everything. I completely complied. I explained to them that I'd been in court. I had to go to my address that was down. I had to go there and then I was going to leave. I wasn't going to be resisting HS2 anymore for a number of weeks. I was going home. And they said, no, we don't believe you. So I was 17 at the time as well. So I rung my mum and she confirmed that I was on my way back there. They even got my name on their system. They seen that I'd just been in court. And they said, no, we don't care, we still don't believe it's you, we don't. So they really quite brutally arrested me and assaulted me. And as they put me in the van, they said, what's it for this one, 150 points then? So it was very clear that they had the explicit intention to arrest me. And although that happens to a lot of people on the campaign, that's happened multiple times to me, and that's happened to every person of colour on the campaign that I know. This happens so much. They explicitly targeted me because, yes, I'm on the campaign, but because I'm brown. And when I went to the station, I was treated horribly, which is obviously very normal. They treat everyone horribly. But I was 17 at the time. I was 17 and that's the way they treat a brown person. And you know, they released me without charge because I'd done nothing wrong, and the custody officer said, well, yeah, I'm really sorry that happened to you, but whatever. So, you know, I went away with that experience knowing that HS2 is racist and knowing that the police, that they pay off. So HS2 actually pays the police along the line. So they have this thing where they say, no, we don't pay them, but they do. So HS2 basically bought loads of vehicles for Thames Valley and the Metropolitan Police, and I think they're doing the same for the police further up the line. But they basically bought them loads of nice things. They kind of, you know, they pay a proportion of the police officer's salary, so they have their own private police force. So they have private security, but also private policing. So, you know, it's very often that if you're on a camp, the same officers will show up constantly. You have like the same police liaison, the same officers that show up. You know, it's very likely that you know the officer by name who's arresting you. You'll have seen them multiple times, and that's happened to me before too. And it's a very dangerous situation to be in because they also draft these officers in to big protests in London. So even when it's got nothing to do with HS2, they draft those same officers in so they can pick us out. They pick us out of the crowd. So you can see the officers that have policed HS2 following